You are dating someone amazing, you want to marry them eventually, but right now you are just not there yet. And suddenly, someone brings up green cards and your brain short circuits. Here is the blunt truth. You cannot petition for an unmarried partner the same way you would for a spouse, because immigration law does not really have a box for "it is complicated." Think of the immigration system like a very old bouncer at a club who only recognizes a few forms of ID. Marriage certificate? Yes. Parent-child relationship? Yes. We have been together 5 years and share a cat. Unfortunately, that is not on the list. The family-based green card categories are pretty specific. We are talking spouses, parents, children, and siblings of citizens or permanent residents. Boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, none of those words show up anywhere in the actual statute, no matter how Pinterest-worthy your relationship is. Now here's where people get confused, because some countries do have something called a partner visa or de facto relationship visa. Places like Australia or the United Kingdom recognize long-term unmarried partners. The United States, though, is stricter. It basically wants a ring and paperwork before it wants to hear your love story. There's one weird exception worth knowing. It is called a K-1 visa, but that one is only for fiancés who are already planning to get married within 90 days of arrival. So if marriage is genuinely on your radar, that could be your legal doorway, but it does require an actual engagement, not just vibes. Let's talk about why the system is built this way, because it is not just bureaucrats being stubborn for fun. Marriage creates a legal record, a paper trail, something immigration officers can verify, whereas we are basically married is subjective and honestly a nightmare to prove in court. Here's a fun historical nugget for you. The modern family-based immigration categories mostly trace back to the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. That law reshaped who gets priority, and it leaned heavily on nuclear family ties, which is part of why unmarried partners got left out of the invite. People often ask, can I just say we are common law married? And the answer depends entirely on where you live. Some states recognize common law marriage as legally equal to a formal marriage, and if that applies to you, immigration may actually treat it the same as a marriage certificate. This is exactly the kind of nuance that trips people up, because the rules are not one size fits all. They shift based on state law, country of origin, and even how long you have lived together. It is less like a single rule book and more like a choose-your-own-adventure novel where one wrong page costs you years. Some couples get creative and explore employment-based visas instead, where one partner sponsors through a job and the other comes along as a dependent later once married. It is not a perfect workaround, but it buys time while you sort out the relationship side of things without lying to a federal agency. Doubt is normal here, and honestly, a healthy amount of doubt is what keeps people from filing something sketchy and getting flagged for fraud. Immigration fraud investigations are real, and pretending a relationship is something it legally is not can blow up way bigger than just a denied application. Preparation is really the whole game. Gather documentation, understand your specific state's laws, and talk to someone who does this for a living instead of guessing based on a cousin's story from 2009. An immigration lawyer can map out whether marriage, a fiancé visa, or another pathway actually fits your real situation. Here's the plain takeaway. Unmarried partners currently have no direct green card lane in the United States, but there are adjacent roads, engagement visas, common law marriage in some states, or timing things around an eventual wedding. None of those roads are shortcuts. They are just different routes to the same destination. So if you are standing there wondering whether love alone is enough for immigration paperwork, the honest answer is no. But a solid plan and the right legal guidance can absolutely get you there. It is less romantic than a fairy tale, but way more effective than hoping a border officer appreciates how cute your relationship is. Want to actually figure out which path fits your situation? Check out our links in the description to learn more about our company.